Hello, welcome back to Simply Carol. I am glad to see you once again in my kitchen. And we are going to, you know how you have a lot of leftovers and you don't know what to do with it. You're not in the mood for even throwing it out. You needs to eat something for lunch or whatever, dinner, and you know you got all those leftovers left in the kitchen. Well, today is such a day for me to share with you just a quick little lunch that I have thrown together from leftovers. You know, it was my birthday. August the 7th was my birthday. I keep telling you over and over again, August the 7th was my birthday. I enjoyed my 68th birthday, and I was exceedingly happy to be able to share some of the footage with you. But I have one to show you the final results, but for some reason it will not download. Production cannot get it to download. But anyway, I took you along on some little clips or whatever. But my menu consists of having lamb, which I am not using lamb today, but I have some Impossible meat ground. They call it Impossible Burger, that I have thrown out also to prepare for my birthday meal in case someone didn't want lamb, but I never did use it. So I decided to make me some lunch today so it won't go all, I don't want to throw it away. Okay, nobody's rich around here that you could be throwing pack of meats and things away. So Simply Carol decided to use some of this Impossible meat ground, and I added, let's see, what did Impossible Carol add with it? Okay, Simply Carol added. I call myself Impossible, wow. Okay, I had some fresh mint. I chopped up fresh mint and put it in the ground. I still had some fresh onion, green onion, some people call it scallions, and I chopped that up as well. I just did the white part to put it inside of the ground. I am going to show you what I'm going to do with the top part later. And for flavor, Simply Carol love to add on a bunch of flavor. So I put just a little better than bouillon in it. And this particular type is concentrated mushroom. Add more flavor. I use not a fresh garlic, but minced garlic. I had some in the refrigerator, left again over, that's hanging out, that's chilling out in the refrigerator. And to give you more of an oniony taste, because the green scallions, it's light in flavor. You could put red onion in it, or you could put yellow onion, you could put white onion, or whatever onion you decide or choose to do. But I put some onion powder in it as well. So to give it a little bit of a smoky taste, I use some smoked paprika. And because of the better than bouillon, you don't need adding the salt if you're going to use it. It's a lot of sodium in it, but there's a lot of flavor in it as well. I also use some cumin powder and put in it. So I mix all of that up together. And I falling apart here. I rolled it up in a little cylinder type, not flattened it out, made it little, long like a kebab type thing. And I baked it in the oven. I baked mine on 400. You may get away with making it on cooking it with 375. It depends on how hungry you are. I was really hungry, so I needed for it to hurry up and do what it had to do. So I made two. Oh, look at me. I tell you what I didn't put in it. I didn't put an egg or anything for it to hold it give it a bind. You know how you use things to give it, bind it together. What do you call it? Something to hold things together, binder or whatever you may call it. So she's falling all apart. She's panicking, you know, that's panicking. Okay, and what I did with my onions, the green part, I wanted them a little roasted. I put some olive oil in the pan. So here we are. I'm going to add some of these green onions right there on the side of it. Yeah. It's not a gyro, but you know, if you want to fix it like a gyro, that'll work, but I'm not. And I also had leftover from my party was some homemade tzatziki, which I have non-fat Greek yogurt to add and give a little taste to it. I add just a little of sour cream, fresh dill, chopped up fresh cucumber, fresh tomato. Listen, la 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 la. Fresh lemon juice and the zest of the lemon. I added garlic. And what else did I put in this? You know, I had never made any from scratch before, so I played along what I thought that it should be. And it came out very tasty. Well, anyway, I had some of that left over. You can buy it. I didn't buy it because, number one, I couldn't find any in the store. I don't know about where you shop at, but I got so that I have to run around from store to store looking for things that I would ordinarily find at one particular store. I have to run around and find it, trying to find it at different stores. We're in this thing where produce or whatever is not being shipped, or we don't have someone to stock it on the shelf. So it makes it difficult for the shoppers. But if we be persistent, we'll continue on and we'll make sure that we get it. Okay, this is going to be a little twist here. I made a spinach pie, and it consists of spinach. You can get it fresh spinach. You will have to get a lot because you know how that cook down. Frozen spinach, same thing. But Simply Carol couldn't find either one in the store when she went out shopping. So Simply Carol, you know, I didn't know they make spinach in a can. Where Simply Carol, you remember Popeye? Popeye the Sailor Man, doop doop. Well, I had to get some Popeye brand spinach. And with the spinach, what you mix with it to make the pie is olive oil, onion, scallion again, feta cheese. Of course, you got to beat up a couple of eggs. It depends on how many pies, but I made 2 pies, so I beat up 2 eggs to bind it together. I use apps of mine. I also use some sea salt. I add the sea salt and some cracked peppercorn. And once I mix all those ingredients together, but I got to also tell you, regardless to whether it's fresh, whether it's frozen, or whether it's canned, you will have to make sure you get all of the liquids out of your spinach. Okay? Squeeze, 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 drain, squeeze, 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 drain, squeeze, 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 drain all the liquid out of your spinach, because you know, when you're making a pie or you adding spinach to anything, for me, I don't care that much for pie crust or any type of dough. I make sure that I preheat or pre-cook my pie crust so that the bottom layer has some type of it already cooked some, so it won't just was won't be that wet dough. So therefore, you want to squeeze all the liquid out as well, so that you won't have a lot of wet dough. I just played around with. I did use some Italian herbs to put in here. I use oh, I'm forgetting chopped parsley, Italian parsley, chopped fennel, the bulb, the white fennel, and I also use some fresh dill. That's the recipe that I used, and it's supposed to be a traditional recipe as well. The only thing I didn't do traditional, I did not make my crust. Don't know how. Not saying I won't ever try, but simply Kara just does not know how to make a pie crust. So I brought my pie crust. Okay, so saying all of that, I'm going to use just a little bit of the spinach to put on my sandwich. I'm going to spread her out just a little bit. Just a little. Got to make sure I don't throw all my stuff away, because food is very expensive. So I create stuff as I go along so that I won't waste my food. I chopped some tomatoes. You know what? Let me tell you a story what I saw in the store when I went in to get me some fresh tomatoes yesterday. I love tomatoes. And if you follow me, you notice that I will use tomatoes a lot. Well, Simply Carol was in the grocery store, in the produce section in a particular store, and I was looking at the tomatoes. Well, here come this older gentleman. I say he was older than I was. He had a mask on, and so did I. And as I was looking at my tomatoes, I heard someone, I was looking at these tomatoes, wasn't in a pack. And I heard someone blow their nose. So I looked to the left of me. To the left of me. There was this gentleman blowing his nose, but what he did, he lifted his mask up. The thought of it makes me cringe. He lifted his mask up. He did not have a handkerchief. He did not have a napkin or whatever. He used his fingers to wipe his nose. He blew his nose in his hand. He used his fingers to wipe his nose. And I'm like, check this dude out. That's what I'm saying to myself. But I was just looking. I said, no, don't tell me. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. He cleaned his nose. He wiped his face with his hands. Nothing in his hands but his hands. Poured his mask back down, and he touched the cartons of cherry tomatoes right next to me. And I was in shock. I said, oh my goodness. So I was saying, okay, maybe he's just going to walk away with the one that he touched. No, he did not. He put that one back, and he decided to get another one. This had a combination of yellow and red tomatoes together. So he decided, oh, I don't want that one either. And he went and got another one and then put it in his cart. I nearly freaked out in my head, because of course you don't be saying stuff to people in the store, because it's none of my business. So anyway, that was a takeaway. So I said all that to say this: when we go in the store and we pick up our produce or anything as far as that matters, we don't know what we are touching. We do not know what we're bringing back home with us. My suggestion is take it out of the carton, dump your stuff in a sink and clean it very well, and throw the carton away and wash your hands. Simply Carol tip for today. I am putting some shredded lettuce up top of my sandwich. We already know it's going to be too big for me to fold over, right? Because it's getting to be a little crowded up here. But I got a feeling it's going to be pretty good. But to say all of that, this is my final resort. I will not let you see me eat it because it's going to fall all over the place. I'm going to have a messy, messy face when I get ready to eat this. But it's going to be in private. You would never know anything about it. But anyway, enjoy yourself. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your meal. And just remember, be safe. Watch what you pick up. Make sure you clean your produce when you get home or wipe down anything that you have. Clean your hands and store your food outside of the carton because I experienced that. And I will also say, live according to your purpose and your destiny. My takeaway is every morning that we wake up, we have two choices. We choose to teach someone something or to learn something new. I believe that it's our God-given right to be able, and we were placed here on this earth, to be helpers and learners and teachers to one another. So let's share love, walk in your purpose, and teach something new. Or, of course, learn something new. Thank you, and I see you the next time.